The Bills early in the season, they looked nothing like what we thought the Bills were going to look like. They looked dejected. Their moxie was out. There was no real anything that seemed like this team gets along with each other, like this team likes each other, this team is playing for each other, like we had seen from the Buffalo Bills in the past. It was all very question. We had no idea why it was happening, but it felt like, as somebody that's ever been in a locker room before, although I was told that that's never been the case last night by many people, as anybody that's ever been in a locker room before, it was very easy to like say, there's something going on in there. There's something going on in that locker room, as opposed to what it was last year. Booker McFarland pointed out, it was like, something happened in the Eagles locker room. I think that's a valid point that none of us have really talked about. I wonder what it was, if something happened, because clearly they were not the same team that they were at the beginning of the season, last year, or the team that we thought they could be. I wonder what it could have been, honestly.
Is why we'll obviously probably never know. And we know with Buffalo, obviously once the hit piece came out, they kind of rallied the troops, it seemed like.
Before that, we thought there was something going on.
We thought it was something going on there, and then they kind of rallied and all got behind each other and completely turned around. That's what you kind of expect, especially from a veteran-led team. And then obviously Sirianni, I know he's lost his coordinators, but he's been that same voice. You still got Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Slay, a lot of guys who Fletcher Cox. So you got a lot of guys who've been around and been in that locker room. So it was shocking to see them, fold down the stretch like that. But it's definitely something.
That's what I think.
Definitely.
Like, as I was reading that from Booger, I was like, yeah, why haven't we? Why haven't we even broached that subject, that maybe something happened in the locker room? Was it a beef? Was it a betrayal? Same questions we were asking about the Buffalo Bills. In that hit piece is almost something like, all right, let's put our swords down. Let's put our pettiness aside, and let's kind of focus in. Now, we do not know if that was the case with the Buffalo Bills locker room. We are just strictly observing and reporting. Yep. And whenever it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, he thinks that it will get out at some point. Somebody's going to talk about how they had this big of a colossal collapse. I kind of hope that it doesn't ever get out if there was something that happened behind the scenes, but it doesn't make sense. None of it really makes any sense. And then seeing Jason Kelsey crying.
That was terrible. That was tough.
Great career.
13 seasons, 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl, and 1 #1 podcast, and 1 Sexiest Man on Earth title.
Cool.
Hell of a run for an Ohio folk. Hell of a run for an Ohio folk. We had a chance to catch up with Jason Kelsey in September, and we talked to him about the retirement thing. And he said he just takes one day at a time, one day at a time. I wonder when he knew this year was going to be it. I wonder when he knew that because allegedly after the game, he told his teammates that he was going to ride off. And that's is that an emotional decision? I would assume not, because seemingly we know a lot about Jason Kelsey, pretty cerebral, intelligent human being, has probably thought about this for a while. But that's not how we want to see any of our greats go out. That is not how the NFL wants to see them. Everybody hopes to have the Ray Lewis, Jerome Bettis, Super Bowl storybook ending.
Rare.
Very rare is that the case. So, Jason Kelsey, we appreciate you, pal.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you, Jason Kelsey. And thank you to Travis Kelsey for making Taylor Swift more money. That's what Brett Favre said.
Right.
You're welcome.
Brett Favre's back in the news.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Brett Favre said it. We don't know if it's him. He looked different. So, it could be AI.
Could be AI.
Could be AI.
There's a chance.
We have no idea.